Okay, here we're gonna work on this Williams direct vent heater. The pilot's not staying lit, so I got some parts. The igniter doesn't work, so I got this new igniter. It looks like it has a little bit of a metal here, and it's got a little plastic nut on here. What's interesting is it doesn't come with the plastic nut, so you have to, if you order the part, you have to have had the plastic nut. I got a gasket for this, which looks like, let's see, here's the gasket right here for the thermopile assembly. Oh, and here is the gasket. This gasket is $10. It's extremely expensive. I don't understand it. It looks thicker than I imagined, but it goes behind that glass piece. And these things are junk. They go out all the time. You only use it once a year. So it's two pieces. I got the wired piece here, the actual sparker guy, and then I got this unit. So I'm gonna be installing these right now. First thing is I'm taking off these two screws so this plate will come off so I can easily get at the back nut of this. And then I'll remove that screw and then this whole unit will come out. So it's interesting, once I removed this and I pressed the button here, it sparks, but the spark is much less than the newer one. So I'm gonna replace this so that it has a stronger spark. Okay, the old one is on the right. It's got a shorter piece of metal, and the new one is on the left. This is branded as Williams, and it came from Total Home Supply. So I'm hoping that it's original Williams equipment. So hopefully this will make it a little better. Yeah, it looks like it's got a little better seal there. The one on the left and the one on the right looks like just a cheaper replacement. In my experience, these igniters suck. Everybody's got a barbecue with one, and after the first season, the thing doesn't work. Okay, so I put those two screws back in. So now that's the little sparkinator. I don't know if you can see a spark in there. I don't see a spark, but let's assume that it's gonna spark. A lot of air coming through there. I don't like that. So now I'm gonna try to put this gasket on here. Gasket's a little frustrating because this gasket goes right there, but to put it in place is kind of hard. And to get it just right seems darn near impossible. So I'm doing it. I think the gasket's important because this is a direct vent system. So the gasket being there is important for carbon monoxide. So I said carbon monoxide or dioxide. Not very educated. This is for entertainment purposes only. So I don't want to hear it in the comments unless you just want to gently tell me which is the one that kills you. I know for one thing I've got a unit up there that is dated and works for 10 years, and that'll tell you what is going on if you have too much of that stuff that kills people. So those are very important to have, a smoke detector and a CO detector. So next thing, so now replace this unit, put the new gasket in the eye hole, whatever you call that, so you can see the flame. Now I'm going to undo these two bolts and undo this unit here, and I'm going to put the new thermopile in. It's going to require taking this wire out and unhooking one of these two screws. I guess there's two. So I'm going to undo it here and undo it here. This is the gas line coming from the gas valve, and then get back to you. Okay, I undid those two screws. And let me just tell you, this is a Williams direct vent heater. and I bought the bigger one here, the 3400, and this is a small space. It's like 300 or 400 square feet, and the 3400 would have been too big, so I bought this one. I think this is the 1600. I don't know what does that say for BTU? Does it say 14,000 BTU? So it works really well when it works, but after the first season I had it, it didn't work. So the guy said, the repair guy said it's the thermopile, so he ordered it, put a new one in. I then very quickly ordered another one and have it sitting in the garage. Then next season it doesn't work again, and the guy says, yeah, it's the thermopile. And then he says, would you like me to replace your igniter? I was like, no, I don't want to replace the igniter. I'll use a match in the weep hole. Well, when you take that, open and close that, the gasket gets, it's like compressed, and you don't want to open and close it because then the gas gets wasted. So I guess this is important for people to be able to fire up their unit. So I had to have another guy come, and he replaced this unit. And then he says it still doesn't work, and he says, oh, it's the valve. So then they get the valve, so $600 later. Well, now it's been 2 or 3 seasons. Tenants moved out, and guess what? Oh, that's interesting. Why is that one sticking out there? That's very interesting. That's not tight. That is odd. I did not untighten that. Somebody didn't put it back in, or is it? Ah, geez, it's the wrong screw. These guys are a bunch of hacks. That's all they are. That's not supposed to be a machine screw. That's supposed to be... It's all I can say is they're a bunch of hacks. Guys, when they work on this stuff, are a bunch of hacks. So, long story short, that's a shiny screw. It looks like they just put anything they want in here. That's not a shiny screw, and that's a shiny screw. So, why? Yeah, I'm confused. So, I have 3 others in 3 other units, and they have trouble lighting. They're problematic, and I have to call repair places. It's frustrating because Williams has been making heaters forever, and they've got a lot of old heaters that are 30, 40, 50 years old, I do believe, working strong. I could be wrong. Maybe it isn't 50 years, but it's just sad that this thing will not stay working. So this time I bought 2 of everything, so that when it breaks again, I can have the gasket and the thermopile assembly and the igniter, and I just wish it would work. Oh yeah, and I was going to pull this out. So I undid those 2 screws. Oh, I can't pull it out till I get the gas line off. Let me get a wrench and get that gas line off. Okay, so the gas line's off. God, I wish I could see a spark in there. I wonder if I hit this now, if I could see a spark. Huh. If I turn all the lights off and I hit it, if I could see a spark. I wonder if that works. Could I see a spark now? What if I stick my finger in there? Oh, there's a spark. Okay, so it is sparking. Good. Okay, here's a comparison. Looks like those tabs are thinner. They look thicker on that one. It's just interesting. Just looking at the minor differences. Looks like that's backed away a certain amount. That's about the same. They look identical. This one definitely, they say if you clean this guy off a little bit, you can get some better, because this generates heat, so you can get some better milliamps or milliwattage or millivoltage out of it. I'm just going to replace it rather than mess with it. Now I got to undo those wires right there and then reattach those 2 wires right there. Okay, so the first lesson is here is don't screw things up. So this is the white spade that goes on that one. So I just disconnected this one, and now right away, I'm gonna take the new one and connect the white one. There's something about a clean installation that I wanna mention. So I did the red one there, and it's also got the line from the thermostat. It's got a solid connection. This white one here has a good solid connection. I'll check it. And that's it. And so I'm gonna put this up in here after I put the gasket on it. I'm gonna leave that wire coiled like that. And then this guy that installed this one left this like gangly long wire in there, just so, I don't know, I'm a little bit into things looking clean, so it is what it is. So that's it, I'm almost there. Next thing to do is stuff the gasket on here, which I have right here. Williams silly $20 gasket. Yeah, it should come with that, because why would they sell a part that doesn't have the gasket that's necessary? But whatever. Okay, just a note, here's this gasket. It's not very thick, it's kind of thin, and then they put it on this. I like this packaging typically, but with these gaskets, it's almost detrimental to the gasket, so not so cool. They should package that. You really have to be gentle when you take it off, and use a razor knife and go slow. So note to self, see that big gasket? The last professional outfit that I had in here didn't replace that gasket, because you can see it was gone. So something important I want to bring up, these are sheet metal screws, and I just tighten this one right here a little bit, and then I tighten this one, and it just go back and forth, you know, half or 3/4 turn, not that much, so that you get it in there nice and evenly. All of these are sheet metal screws, so just be gentle. Don't strip this unit out, because if you strip some of this stuff out, you just have to improvise, and it'll cost you more time and money, or you might have to replace the whole unit. Okay, note to self and everybody else, put your gas line in there before you tighten that up. This is too short of a distance, and it's too rigid. I don't want to bend it, and so just pay attention. Okay, here's a recap, moment of truth. What have we done? We attached the spade there, 1, 2. This connection's good, that connection's good. We put the gasket in there, tighten those up, tighten up the gas fitting. We leak checked it, tighten up that gas fitting. Refer to a whole nother leak checking video from somebody else that will show you how to do that. So then I'm gonna turn it here to pilot. Okay, I'm gonna hold this down. Let me hit this sparker. Ah, such a difference. One spark, and look at that flame, and it's working well because I put the gaskets in there. Freaking gaskets weren't in there, and gas was flaming out from around that thermopile, and it was hard to light. And now when you actually fix it like it's supposed to be fixed, it's pretty funny. All right, so they say 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes, it should stay lit. So let's see, but that's a really good flame coming out of there. And it's, let's see, I could go less than 2 minutes, right? See, and it holds less than 2 minutes. And then we'll switch this over to on, which is right there, on. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that it freaking fires up. Let's see. Let's go to our Nest thermostat. See what the Nest says. Nest says, what does the Nest say? Settings, mode is heat, press to turn off, eco, I don't want eco. Let's see. Should be firing up now. Come on. Oh, I feel some heat. It's interesting. Oh yeah, it's on. It's burning like crazy. Ah, makes me so happy. So let me go turn it off and see. So I can't tell you how happy it makes me. I spent a few dollars and I got, let me turn it down to 60, that's where I want it. And I got some parts. Okay, good, so now that went off. It's just the pilot. I got some parts and the wind isn't blowing through here because I put the gaskets in. And I am super happy. Now, I have this pour vote advertisement. Instructions de operation. Por formar. Por seguro. Mode employado. And Ciro del Paso. So I don't see the English version of this and I'm a little confused. It's one piece of paper. And it's stuck on here like you're supposed to have it. Wonder, just frustrating. Because, where's the English version? I'll have to contact Williams and see if they can provide me with the English version. Tuck those wires up underneath there a little bit and call it a day. Michael Dillon, so happy right now. What is this? This is a Williams model number 1403821, serial number 1613088D. And the parts we used are these here parts. This Williams gasket number P100-100. That's the gasket we put right there for the sight view. And we also used this thermopile, Williams thermopile assembly. They call it a pilot. It's a P322399. And then we used this one here, a Williams gasket pilot, a P142-700 that doesn't come with the thermopile or pilot assembly. And then we also used, oh, very important, a brand new one of these here push button little guys. Didn't come in a package. And there's the number on it, 21000-01 or -001. Revision A 2017. There's no number on it. It's got a nice little, you just gotta get the right type. And then we put this in. I'm gonna get another one of those because it seemed to work well. You know, the spark might diminish after a while, but I just don't understand these things well enough to tell you why they always burn out. All I know is the industry loves putting them in and putting them in cheaply. So that's a job well done. Thank you for watching. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate any corrective criticisms you may have. This thing, stinking thing in here, why is it bent? Why? All right, they probably have, you know, those AC guys, they like to take everything apart. They probably had this whole thing off. I did everything right there, just opening up the access door. Thanks for watching. Michael Dillon, I'm out.